chapter 6, talking about protecting your identity. This is really just because we talked a lot about being online, and clearly we do want you guys to be online. We want you guys to, utilize that tool to help you network, to help you look for jobs, to help you promote your company, all of the above, right? But we would be remiss if we did not talk about the risks associated with being online. Is actually, something that some people, you know, one of the reasons why some people don't even want to be online is because of those risks, right? You know, and you have to weigh that, but I would say most of us are probably online in some capacity, right? So there's risk associated with being online, period, no matter what. Like, nefarious characters are always out to be nefarious, right? That's just what it is. There's always going to be people that feel that they can take advantage of others no matter what you're doing, right? So there is some inherent risks of being online. And so chapter 6 just outlines some of that. One big one is identity theft. We've known about identity theft forever. You may find it interesting to note that these thieves even use job boards to try and steal. Yes, there's no way you can go out there without there being somebody's trying to take advantage of someone, right? So even on job boards, you will find these nefarious characters posting fake jobs. And you have to be careful because they love to use jobs that people go after a lot, and they're fake. Why do they do that? Because they want you to send them your personal information. Sometimes your resume has what? It has your address, your phone number on it. It has your name. Even those three things alone can be important information for these people, not because they're going to try and show up at your house, but because they're going to try to create a fake identity, right? So obviously they're looking for more personal information like your social security number, your birth date, and things of that nature. So they will even go as far to pretend like they're doing an interview with you. One of the key indicators of a fake company is when they want to do an interview with you over some private network or through some type of WhatsApp. You always want to be careful with that. I had someone almost get me that way. No, not wanting to speak with you directly. You want to be, just alert to those types of, indicators that there could be something, nefarious happening. So you have to be cautious with that. You really should not be giving out your social security number to anyone. Only the federal government I've seen ask for social security numbers during the application process, right? And even that is down the road, right? No company should ever ask for that unless they hired you and you have a contract in hand indicating that you have been hired, and they're asking you to fill out a W-4 form, right? So you just want to be mindful of that. These employment scams, they're rampant. I mean, I'm not wanting to sound, like it's an epidemic, but it kind of is, right? It's one that we manage in the back of our minds, right? We know that they exist, so we just have to be vigilant in our, search for a job, right? So, one thing that some of these entities also try to do is to get access to your computer, because what do we host on our computer? Many of us host our personal information, whether it's, our social, our social security number, our driver's license. I mean, we have so many things that we're on our personal computers. If they get access to your IP address and log into, like, say, your Google account, you have so many passwords that are saved on there. Some people recommend that you don't even do that just in case someone tries to hack into your system because, all computers have some type of identity. Anytime your computer logs into the internet and it goes around searching different websites, every computer has an address. So a lot of, of these thieves try to grab the computer address and break into your system, right? So again, that particular crime is not as rampant with individuals. A lot of times they try to do that with companies, but it does happen. So it's important for you just to be mindful of that. Now, I definitely do not recommend using any public Wi-Fi, especially to do anything private. Now, if you want to use public Wi-Fi at Starbucks, wherever it's offered, the library, sometimes we have to, right? Sometimes we go to school and we do that. I definitely would not recommend you going to any private website, putting in any password that could be sensitive to, any other, site that you may have. Just be diligent with that, guys. They tend to prey on individuals' weaknesses. It's very disgusting, but they go to those sites. They expect you to be at the Barnes and Nobles. They expect you to be at the library. You'd be surprised, right? Sometimes they hang out near colleges, right? Because they're trying to access. So just be mindful of that. So there are even fake Wi-Fi's hotspots, like if you are looking for a Wi-Fi hotspot and you notice one, if you're familiar with that and you notice one is open and you're thinking, ooh, this is cool. Here's a free hotspot. That could